Hello viewers, welcome to LM online classes. I am your Wali Sahib. In this video we are going to discuss about enzyme inhibition process. So here the catalytic activity of an enzyme inactivated or completely reduced by the chemical substance. It is called as enzyme inhibition. If you are simply saying as the total catalytic activity of an enzyme inhibited by the chemical substance or special agent, that is called as here enzyme inhibition process. So here the chemical substance or the special agent which has the ability to inhibit the total catalytic activity of an enzyme, that chemical substance or the special agent which is referred to as here inhibitor. So here inhibitor is nothing but the chemical substance or the special agent which has the ability to inhibit the catalytic activity of an enzyme. So here the inactivated enzyme is not speed up to the rate of chemical reaction. So here the catalytic activity of an enzyme inhibited or inactivated by the chemical substance or special agent which is called as here inhibitor. So here this kind of the process which is referred to as here enzyme inhibition. And then the process of enzyme inhibition which is used in the pharmaceuticals for the drug design. So here most of the drugs designed in the pharmaceuticals on the basis of enzyme inhibition. For example, a drug which is acts on the catalytic activity of a particular enzyme. So here the drug which is inhibit the catalytic activity of an enzyme which is present in the disease causing agent. So here then when the enzyme inactivated in the disease causing agent, the metabolic pathways or the chemical reactions will be stopped. Because of here the enzyme is inactivated in conditions by the drug or the inhibitor. So here most of the drugs which are designed in the pharmaceuticals on the basis of enzyme inhibition. This is about the basic introduction to the enzyme inhibition process. And then coming to types of enzyme inhibition process. So here there are two different kinds of the processes of enzyme inhibition. They are irreversible enzyme inhibition and reversible enzyme inhibition. Again the reversible enzyme inhibition process which is further divided into three types: competitive inhibition, non-competitive inhibition and uncompetitive inhibition. And another kind of enzyme inhibition was also discovered, that is here the feedback inhibition or end product inhibition or allosteric inhibition. So here this is also type of a reversible enzyme inhibition process. So here this is about the types of enzyme inhibition process. And then coming to irreversible inhibition. So here in the irreversible inhibition process, the inhibitor which is binding with the active site of an enzyme very tightly by the covalent interactions or covalent bonds. So here the enzyme or inhibitor, so here the inhibitor which is binding with catalytic activity of or active site of an enzyme very tightly by the covalent interactions. So here the enzyme will be inactivated irreversibly. So here the inactivated enzyme is not involved in the chemical reactions, not speed up to the rate of chemical reaction. So here the enzyme which is inactivated by the inhibitor in the irreversible inhibition process, it is not separated from active site of an enzyme by the dialysis process. So here by the dialysis process, here inhibitor is not easily separated from the active site of an enzyme Because of here the inhibitor tightly binding with active site of an enzyme by the covalent interactions. So here the inhibitor not easily separated from the active site of an enzyme. So here the enzyme will be inactivated irreversibly. Enzyme will be inactivated irreversibly. So here this kind of the irreversible inhibition process also known as here suicidal inhibition process. Suicidal inhibition process. So here in the irreversible inhibition process, the inhibitor which is binds or binding with active site of an enzyme very tightly by the covalent bonds or the covalent interactions. So here the inhibitor is not easily separated from the active site of an enzyme. Because of here the inhibitor which is binding with active site of an enzyme very tightly by the covalent interactions. So here due to the covalent interactions the inhibitor is not separated from the active site of an enzyme. So this kind of the inhibition process which is also known as here suicidal inhibition. So here I will give some examples which are related to the irreversible enzyme inhibition process. They are, the first one is here the penicillin. Penicillin is a antibacterial agent. Penicillin is a antibacterial agent. So here penicillin is an antibiotic or the antibacterial agent which can inhibit the catalytic activity of enzyme, that is transpeptidase. Transpeptidase, which is used in the formation of bacterial cell wall. Bacterial cell wall. So here the transpeptidase enzyme which is involved in the formation of the bacterial cell wall. So that kind of the enzyme catalytic activity will be inactivated by the specific antibacterial agent, that is here penicillin. So here the penicillin acts as a irreversible inhibitor. So here when the penicillin binding with active site of an enzyme, particularly here the transpeptidase, and then enzyme will be inactivated. So inactivated enzyme is not involved in the formation of bacterial cell wall. So here it is one of the irreversible inhibitor. And then the another example, that is here allopurinol. Allopurinol. So here the allopurinol is also the irreversible inhibitor which is mainly inactivates the catalytic activity of xanthine oxidase. Xanthine oxidase. So here allopurinol is also the irreversible inhibitor which can inhibit the catalytic activity of enzyme, that is here xanthine oxidase. So here the xanthine oxidase is an enzyme which is involved in the formation of uric acid from the xanthine. So here from the xanthine, here the uric acid is produced or formed. So here this kind of the reaction which is catalyzed by the enzyme, that is here the xanthine oxidase. So here the xanthine oxidase enzyme catalytic activity inhibited by the allopurinol. Inhibited by the allopurinol. So here which is also used in the treatment of gout disease. Treatment of gout disease. So here allopurinol which is also used in the treatment of gout disease. And then the another example which is related to the irreversible inhibitor, that is here the aspirin. Aspirin, which is also known as here acetyl salicylic acid. Acetyl salicylic acid. So here this chemical or the inhibitor which can inactivate or inhibit the catalytic activity of the enzyme, that is here cyclic monooxygenase. Cyclic monooxygenase. So here the cyclic monooxygenase is an enzyme. This enzyme catalytic activity inactivated or inhibited by the aspirin, which is a irreversible inhibitor. So here the aspirin or acetyl salicylic acid, which is also known as here anti-inflammatory drug, which is also known as here anti-inflammatory drug. So here these are the three different kinds of irreversible enzyme inhibitors: penicillin, allopurinol and aspirin. And then coming to reversible enzyme inhibition process. So here in the reversible enzyme inhibition process, the inhibitor which is binding with active site of an enzyme very loosely by the weak non-covalent interactions or non-covalent bonds. So here in the reversible enzyme inhibition process, the inhibitor which is binding with active site of an enzyme very loosely by the weak non-covalent interactions. So here if inhibitor binding with active site of an enzyme, then the enzyme will be inactivated. So here the inactivated enzyme which is reversibly. So here the enzyme will be inactivated reversibly in the reversible enzyme inhibition process. Because of here the inhibitor can easily separated from the active site of an enzyme by the dialysis process. So here by the dialysis process, here the inhibitor can easily separated from the active site of an enzyme. Because of here the inhibitor which is binding with active site of an enzyme by the very loosely and weak non-covalent interactions. So here thus the inhibitor can easily separated from the enzyme active site. So here the enzyme will be inactivated reversibly in the reversible enzyme inhibition process. And then there are three different kinds of the reversible enzyme inhibition processes. They are competitive enzyme inhibition process and non-competitive enzyme inhibition process and uncompetitive enzyme inhibition process. So here we will discuss these all the different types of reversible inhibition process in detail. Here coming to competitive inhibition process. So here in the competitive inhibition process, the competition will be created in between. The competition will be created in between the inhibitor and substrate molecule. Because of here the structure of inhibitor which is similar to the structure of substrate molecule. So here the inhibitor which is binding with active site of an enzyme or compete with substrate molecule to the binding of active site of an enzyme. Because of here the inhibitor structure which is similar to the structure of substrate molecule. So here in the competitive inhibition process, here the competition will be created in between substrate molecule and inhibitor. If the inhibitor concentration is increased, the inhibitor can easily binding with active site of an enzyme. So here when the inhibitor is binding with active site of an enzyme, the enzyme will be inactivated. So here it does not binds with any other substrate molecules. Because of here instead of substrate molecule, here the active site of an enzyme binding with inhibitor. So here after the binding of inhibitor with active site of an enzyme, the enzyme will be inactivated. So here the inactivated enzyme is not involved in the chemical reaction. So here let us see the chemical reaction like enzyme and substrate molecule. If substrate molecule is binding with enzyme to form a enzyme substrate complex and further to produce enzyme and product. So in the competitive inhibition process, the inhibitor which is compete with substrate molecule for binding of active site of an enzyme. If concentration of inhibitor is high, the inhibitor can easily binding with active site of an enzyme to form a enzyme inhibitor complex. So here the enzyme will be inactivated by the inhibitor. So here the inactivated enzyme is not associated with substrate molecule and not form the enzyme substrate complex and not produce the enzyme and products. So here let us see the diagrammatic representation like here this is the enzyme, this is the active site of an enzyme, and then this is the substrate molecule, and this is the inhibitor. So here the inhibitor structure which is similar to the structure of substrate molecule for the binding of active site of an enzyme. So here the competition will be created in between the both substrate and inhibitor. If the substrate concentration, if inhibitor concentration increases, the inhibitor can easily binding with active site of an enzyme, then the enzyme will be inactivated. So inactivated enzyme is not involved in the chemical reactions. So here this kind of the competitive inhibition process which is mainly involved in the control of bacterial pathogens. So here the competitive inhibition process which is mainly involved in the control of bacterial pathogens and are also involved in the treatment of certain cancers. So here I will give some examples which are related to the competitive inhibition. Let us see the competitive inhibition examples. So here the succinate dehydrogenase enzyme. The succinate dehydrogenase enzyme is an enzyme which is mainly binding with the substrate molecule, that is here succinate. So here the succinate is a substrate, but here the inhibitor, that is here the malonate. So here the malonate is a inhibitor. So instead of succinate, the malonate is binding with active site of an enzyme. The enzyme will be inactivated. So inactivated enzyme is not involved in the conversion of succinate into the fumarate. So here this kind of the reaction will be inactivated or inhibited by the malonate, that is inhibitor. In some conditions, here instead of malonate, some other chemicals which are also acts as here inhibitors, they are glutaric acids and oxalic acids. So here these are also acts as inhibitors to the succinate for binding of active site of the succinate dehydrogenase enzyme. So here this reaction which takes place in the mitochondrial respiration process during the Krebs cycle. So here which is occurs in the mitochondria. So here the conversion of succinate into the fumarate, which is mediated by or catalyzed by enzyme succinate dehydrogenase. This reaction is inhibited or inactivated by the inhibitor, that is here malonate. According to our textbook, they given malonate is a inhibitor to the succinate substrate molecule to binding with active site of an enzyme, that is here succinate dehydrogenase. And then if we observe the competitive inhibition, here Vmax is unchanged. Vmax is unchanged, but Km values are increased. Km values are increased. This is the most important in the competitive inhibition to remember this, as here Vmax unchanged and Km increased. And then coming to non-competitive inhibition. Coming to non-competitive inhibition. So here in the non-competitive inhibition process, here the competition is not created in between inhibitor and substrate molecule. Because of here the inhibitor is binding with other than the active site of an enzyme, which is called as here allosteric site. Allosteric site. So here the substrate molecule can easily binding with the active site of an enzyme and to form a enzyme substrate complex. So here let us see the equation of reaction, that is here enzyme substrate complex and then enzyme and product. So here the inhibitor which is binding with active site, which is binding with other than the active site of an enzyme, other than the active site of an enzyme to form a enzyme inhibitor complex. In the non-competitive inhibition process, the inhibitor is not competitive with substrate molecule. Because of here the inhibitor is not binding with active site of an enzyme, which is only binding with other than the active site, that is called as here allosteric site. When the inhibitor is binding with allosteric site of an enzyme, then enzyme will be inactivated. So it can easily inhibit the catalytic activity of an enzyme. So here the enzyme inactivated. So inactivated enzyme is not involved in the chemical reaction and not formed to the enzyme substrate complex and not produces the products. And then here particularly if the substrate molecule is binding with active site of an enzyme and form enzyme substrate complex. Here also same, the enzyme the inhibitor has the ability to binding with other than the active site of an enzyme during the formation of enzyme substrate complex to form a enzyme substrate inhibitor complex. So here also the reaction will be inhibited or inactivated by the inhibitor. So here the inhibitor has the ability to binding with other than the active site of an enzyme in free form of enzyme and enzyme substrate complex. So here we have to remember one most important point in the non-competitive inhibition, that is here the inhibitor which is binding with allosteric site or other than the active site in both the free form of enzyme and enzyme substrate complex. So in the non-competitive inhibition process, the reaction will be inactivated or inhibited in two conditions. The first one is the free form of enzyme will be inactivated by the inhibitor, and another condition, that is during the enzyme substrate complex. Here also the reaction will be inhibited by the inhibitor to form a enzyme substrate inhibitor complex. So here the enzyme will be inactivated and not produces products from the substrate molecule. So here I will give some examples which are related to the non-competitive inhibition. Before we are going to discuss about some examples, I will show the diagrammatic representation which is useful to us here. So here this is the substrate molecule, and this is the inhibitor. So here inhibitor which is binding with other than the active site which is present in the enzyme, that is here allosteric site. But substrate molecule which is binding with active site of an enzyme. So here when the inhibitor is binding with other than the active site of an enzyme, it can causes the conformational changes in the structure of active site of an enzyme to unfit for substrate molecule. So here the substrate molecule is not converted into the product when the inhibitor is binding with allosteric site of an enzyme. So the reaction will be inactivated by the inhibitor. So let us see the examples which are related to the non-competitive inhibition. They are here: heavy metals of and the action of cyanide. So here particularly the cyanide which is acts on the cytochrome C oxidase enzyme, which is involved in the mitochondrial respiration process. So here during the electron transport system, here cytochrome C oxidase, which is also known as here cytochrome A1 and A3. This is the complex of 4 in the electron transport system. So here this enzyme catalytic activity will be inactivated by the heavy metal ion here, that is cyanide. So here this is the most poisonous substance which can also causes diseases or can kill to the other animals. So here heavy metals and the cyanide which is acts on the cytochrome C oxidase, which is a example related to the non-competitive inhibition. In the non-competitive inhibition process, here Vmax is decreased and Km is unchanged. We will later discuss about these Vmax and Km values in the enzyme kinetics. So here only we have to remember these 2 points which are related to the non-competitive enzyme inhibition. That is here Vmax is decreased in the non-competitive inhibition and the Km values are not changed or unchanged in the non-competitive enzyme inhibition. And then coming to the uncompetitive inhibition. So here also same, the competition is not created in between inhibitor and substrate molecule, because of here the inhibitor is not binding with active site of an enzyme, but it can binding with other than the active site of an enzyme, that is here allosteric site. So here the substrate molecule can easily binding with the active site of an enzyme and to form a enzyme substrate complex. Enzyme substrate complex. But in the uncompetitive inhibition process, the reaction will be only inhibited in the enzyme substrate complex. Enzyme substrate complex. Here the inhibitor is not inhibit the catalytic activity of an enzyme when it is free form, but when the enzyme is binding with, when the substrate molecule is binding with active site of an enzyme to form a enzyme substrate complex, here only the inhibitor is binding with the enzyme substrate complex and to form enzyme substrate inhibitor complex. So in this condition, this reaction is inhibited by the inhibitor. This reaction is inhibited in this condition. So here in uncompetitive inhibition process, the inhibitor is only binding with other than the active site of an enzyme in the enzyme substrate complex, but not the free form of enzyme. This is the most important point in the uncompetitive inhibition process. So here the enzyme will be inactivated by the inhibitor, then inactivated enzyme is not involved in the chemical reaction and not produces products from the substrate molecule. So here some conformational changes which are occurs in the substrate molecule and active site of an enzyme by the inhibitor when it is binding with allosteric site of an enzyme. So here this is the uncompetitive inhibition process. In the uncompetitive inhibition process, here enzyme is only binding with enzyme substrate complex but not the free form of enzyme. And then let us see the examples which are related to the uncompetitive inhibition. They are here: action of hydrazine on aryl sulfatase enzyme. So here the aryl sulfatase enzyme activity will be inactivated by the hydrazine. This is the uncompetitive inhibitor to inhibit the aryl sulfatase enzyme. And then we have to remember the one more point which is related to the uncompetitive inhibition, that is here Vmax values and Km values. In the uncompetitive inhibition, the Vmax and Km values both are unchanged. Decreased. The both Km values and Vmax values both are decreased in the uncompetitive inhibition process. So here this is the most important point we have to remember in this uncompetitive inhibition process. And then the another enzyme inhibition process which is a feedback inhibition process. Feedback enzyme inhibition process, which is also known as here allosteric inhibition process, and it is also known as here end product inhibition process. So here feedback inhibition or allosteric inhibition or end product inhibition, these are the inhibition process. So here in the feedback inhibition or allosteric inhibition, the end product acts as here inhibitor. The end product which is produced in the metabolic pathway acts as here inhibitor, which can inhibit to the catalytic activity of first enzyme which is involved in the first reaction. So here the enzyme which is involved in the metabolic pathway of or first reaction of the metabolic pathway inhibited by the inhibitor. So here the end product of the metabolic reaction or metabolic pathway acts as here inhibitor to binding with allosteric site of other than the active site of an enzyme and inhibit the catalytic activity of enzyme. So here the enzyme which is involved in the first reaction, that enzyme catalytic activity inhibited by the end product. I will give example to easy understanding of a feedback inhibition. That is here the 309 L309, which is converted into the alpha ketoglutaric acid and then converted into the alpha acetohydroxy butyrate and which is further converted into the alpha beta dihydroxy butyrate and which is again further converted into the alpha keto beta methylate methyl valerate and which is further converted into the L-isoleucine. This is the metabolic pathway or reaction of the chemical pathway. So here the L309 which is converted into the isoleucine in the chemical reaction. So here there are some intermediary substrates which are also produced during the conversion of L309 into the L-isoleucine. So here L-isoleucine is a end product of this reaction. So here this reaction which is inhibit the catalytic activity of the first enzyme which is involved in the first reaction. So it can easily inhibit the catalytic activity of first enzyme which is involved in this reaction. So here the end product which has the ability to inhibit the catalytic activity of an enzyme which is involved in the first reaction of metabolic pathway, that is called as here feedback inhibition or allosteric inhibition or end product inhibition. So another example I will give here, that is here hexokinase enzyme which is mainly involved in the conversion of glucose into the glucose 6-phosphate. So here the glucose 6-phosphate which is acts as an inhibitor to inhibit the catalytic activity of hexokinase. So here if we observe the glycolysis pathway, in the glycolysis pathway the first reaction which is phosphorylated, the glucose is phosphorylated with glucose is phosphorylated into glucose 6-phosphate. So here the glucose 6-phosphate which is a product of glucose. So here the product which has the ability to binding with catalytic activity of an enzyme and inhibit the catalytic activity of an enzyme. So here the enzyme will be inactivated. Inactivated enzyme is not involved in the conversion of glucose into the glucose 6-phosphate. So this is also one of the good example to feedback inhibition or allosteric inhibition or end product inhibition. So here this is the most important point, that is here the 309 which is converted into the isoleucine. This is the reaction. So here the isoleucine which is the end product of this reaction which has the ability to inhibit the catalytic activity of first enzyme which is involved in the first reaction of this metabolic pathway. So this is about the metabolic pathway or feedback inhibition, allosteric inhibition or end product inhibition. And then here one more point which is related to the modulators. So here modulators are nothing but end products. End products are metabolites. End products are metabolites. So here the metabolites which have the ability to inhibit the catalytic activity of an enzyme, which is mainly involved in the first reaction of metabolic pathway. So here these metabolites or end products are also have the inhibitor activity, so which are simply called as here inhibitors, So there are two different kinds of the modulators. They are positive modulators and negative modulators. Here positive modulators which can act as here activators. So they do not inhibit the catalytic activity of an enzyme. They can increase the catalytic activity of an enzyme in the chemical reactions. So they can act as here activators. But in the negative modulators which are also called as here inhibitors, because of here they can inhibit the catalytic activity of enzymes. So here enzymes will be inactivated by the negative modulators. Enzymes will be inactivated by the negative modulators, which are called as here inhibitors. And then there are two different kinds of the some other modulators. They are which are present in the homotropic enzymes and in the heterotropic enzymes. So here the modulators are different in the both homotrophic and heterotrophic. If we observe the homotrophic enzymes, here inhibitor and modulator both are same. Homo means same. So in the homotrophic enzymes, the inhibitor and modulator which is same, but for the heterotropic enzymes, here inhibitor and modulator both are different. So here this is about the modulators. So here in this class we discussed about the all enzyme inhibition process. So this is about the enzyme inhibition process.